Support your locals, starting with Space Smoke Shop, located on 125 East Pennington Street, Tucson, Arizona.
Space Smoke Shop. Cheap tobacco, any drink you can think of. We're also a hookah lounge and a venue. You'll love it.
Every second and fourth Tuesday is Punk Rock Tuesday at Space Smoke Shop, 125 East Pennington Street, downtown Tucson, Arizona. Be sure to tell them you heard about them on the GMR Podcast.
GMR. You're listening to the GMR Podcast. You can hear my show on Stitcher. Stitcher is radio on demand. Download the free app today. Listen anytime, anywhere.
Stitcher is an award-winning free app that lets you listen to all your favorite shows, plus discover from 20,000 news, entertainment, and sports shows. Create custom playlists. Rate and review the GMR Podcast on Stitcher. Available on iOS, Android, Nook, and iPad. And over 4 million car dashboards.
On demand and on the go. No downloading, no syncing, no wasted memory. Stream your favorite podcast. Don't have Stitcher? Download it free today at Stitcher.com or in the App Store.
Call it anything you want. Reset, reload.
You can call it crazy.
Retool. Call it crazy. Call it crazy? Where is Call It Crazy today?
Studying.
Ramon, are you on Facebook right now?
Woo. Could be.
Does he play games on Facebook? Does he have a farm?
No, I don't think he partakes in any of that stuff. He just likes to read what people post, and he likes to post stuff.
Yeah.
GMR Podcast, show 66. I'm Marty Catola.
I'm the other dude. What's my name?
What's my name?
Hugo.
Hugo. And we
it's
got
Hugo. Hugo.
Yeah.
I'm Hugo Mott.
Sure. 9 weeks.
To ComiCon.
Yeah, that's not very long
I was thinking about that.
No.
9 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago was January.
Wow.
So, boom, 9 weeks. We can do 9 weeks. Next week is going to be 8 weeks. And then it'll be 7 weeks.
Then it's time to really start planning.
And then, boom. Yeah, then we're going to have to, we're going to write a list or something. We're going to get notes. We'll post those on the Twitter. Stuff like that, right?
Exactly.
Oh, Comic-Con. So Cliff, he's bought his ticket.
He's already bought his ticket.
He's purchased his ticket. So that's good to know. And then all he needs is the airplane ticket.
Yep, and he's was looking into that. He's found some fairly affordable travel. And he said when he gets paid next, he's buying that ticket, and bam.
Hopefully there's no weird weather because he lives out in Oklahoma where crazy shit seems to happen on a regular basis.
Well, in June, hopefully the weather will be calm.
Hopefully.
It's not like winter travel. Remember when he came here that last time and he showed up hours late because of the snow?
I don't remember that because part of it, but I just know that they get like mile-wide tornadoes and earthquakes and
fun.
Just normal life for Cliff in Oklahoma. Yeah, because that's how it works in Oklahoma. Whereas in Tucson, what's the worst thing that happened here? It got a little chilly last night, right?
Well, we had that flood about 30 years ago.
Well, we've had a couple floods in the past 30 years.
You know, like when we were watching that footage and that road was washed out, and I'm thinking, we've been through that here.
Back in '89, I think it was 80. No, I was still in high school, so it must have been 80.
I remember the 83
86, 83?
83
was it 83?
83 was the big one, right? It was either 82 or 83, but I think it was more like towards 83. All I know is it rained forever, it seemed like.
There were trailers falling into the wash.
They were evacuating schools and using them as shelters for people whose homes got flooded.
So you got a day out of school, and you had to get home because otherwise you wouldn't get across that bridge. Yeah, it was crazy.
But yeah, it's about the worst thing that'll happen here.
And then
it get really cold, or it'll get really. It won't even get really cold. What am I talking about? Or it'll get a lot of water.
then in '93, the same thing. There were trailers falling into the wash. January '93, there was a big flood.
I do not recall any other floods.
Well, the worst thing that's happened this year, this winter. It was kind of windy.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit in the air. It's been driving my allergies absolutely bonkers.
All the pollen levels are all at 10.
Yeah, at least we're not freezing to death still.
Because it's been
the rest of
spring
the
here
country.
For about the past 3 or 4 months.
I mean, as some of you listeners may recall, we were both sick a few weeks ago, and my
sinuses still haven't recovered.
Yeah.
My sinuses still haven't recovered because everything's off the chart at 10.
Yeah.
Because it's been spring literally for the past 3 or 4 months. As far as the plants know.
I asked the pharmacist with my allergy pills and doing anything. He said, switch your allergy pill. And I did, and it's helping a little bit more, but it's still not going to completely get rid of it until this shit calms down.
I have this headache behind my eye, my right eye, for the past several days.
Ooh.
I went over to, off and on, at least since last Saturday, because Mark came over Saturday.
Getting enough water?
Maybe not.
Sometimes the main cause of the headaches is not having enough water.
Maybe not.
It doesn't always seem to be the cure for me, but I
went and talked to my mom, and she said she had the same thing, but it was more, I could relate at that time more of a sinus headache because
all that shit in the air.
Because it was still I was still having a little bit of leftover cold, at least that was like the last little bit of it in that side of my nose. That's right, my nose.
Yeah, I still need to clean up the studio in here.
The studio.
It's getting kind of dusty, and I think that might help a little too.
Yeah.
You know?
Spring cleaning is that time.
Yeah, it really is. 9 weeks to ComiCon. It's time. I got to get a new pair of shoes because got to break them in before the con. It's almost like not wearing a pair of shoes almost. These are last year's Comic-Con shoes.
I got last year's Comic-Con shoes on.
Yours seem more durable. These barely together.
No, I could use a new pair of shoes.
Definitely got to take care of that before then. We'll be doing our Costco run. Will we be getting another giant plate of cookies that people were making meals out of, or?
That was like the main thing I ate.
I maybe ate one. A whole plate.
And then I took home the leftovers and lived off those for a couple days.
I did have a lot of bags of chips. Yeah, I seem to recall that. I remember eating one of the bags of sour cream and onion chips.
Oh, one of the rare ones?
And feeling all devious about it and laughing.
When you were up there?
Yeah,
or here?
When I was up there. And I was like,
I
ate. There was only 2.
There were 2 per pack.
Yeah, the box of 50 bags of chips. There's only 2.
Who got the other one? Do you know?
I don't know. I don't think anybody else wanted them.
They didn't want. Well, either that or they didn't want to be the one who took the only one of 2.
I ate the sour cream and onion chips. And everybody's like, so?
You felt bad about it. You're like, fuck. See? Yeah, because that's how I am. I don't want to eat 1 or 2, right? Because, I don't know. I would rather try the bigger variety. So, yeah, I think we ought to take 2 boxes of those this year.
And I drank way too much Mountain Dew last year, and I was drinking energy drinks, and I'm not going to touch any of that this year.
This year, yeah, why?
Yeah, I got way too amped up, and the crashes were horrible, and no, I don't need to go through all that. I'll just drink Coca-Cola and water.
Coca-Cola.
I'll be fine. No Mountain Dew, no running around with camera equipment.
No, that'll be less stressful, yeah.
There's a panel, let's go to it. We want to go do something else, do that. I don't give a shit. There's no agenda that I can think of. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be a few events that we're all going to want to go to, and beyond that, like whatever, play it by ear.
You need to go to the wherever and register my new address so my whatever gets sent this year
Okay.
doesn't get sent where I was living. Because I know they sent the program out.
Did you put in one of those change of address forms
No,
at the post
no.
office? No, it's free. I'm going to go to the post office in a few days. Maybe I'll grab one if I think of it. That might help.
All right. Will you fill it out for me?
Sure.
And send it in?
Yeah, it's easy enough.
That would
You just
be-
write the old address, move to this one.
Yeah, okay.
Then they should start forwarding shit. But yeah, you'll probably want to tell the Comic-Con people that you don't live there anymore. And how did they get your address in the first place?
I don't know. All I know is when I got back from Comic-Con, the program was there, which I would have really liked to
Probably
have
when
taken
we
with me.
probably when we registered that first year in person, we bought our pass and maybe filled out the little paperwork and
Maybe there should be a way to change that information.
yeah.
You think we'd be most favored customer types. You know what I mean? We've gone to 4 Comic-Cons. This will be our 4th Phoenix ComiCon. And we usually get a room.
And
It's
now,
like a habit.
and now we realize that the program guide doesn't come out this early.
No,
For it.
it comes out like maybe that week.
Yep.
Because, yeah, I didn't get mine till after I got home, which wasn't as useful
Yeah.
as you would think. Because I brought like 4 or 5 of them back with me. Because it's Phoenix ComiCon. Woo! You know who's going to be there? R2-D2. He's going to fucking be there.
Oh, I'm sure. And I'm sure some of the
Deadpool.
less famous
Fucking Deadpool's going to be
the
there.
less famous R2 units should be there as well.
Thor is going to be there.
R5D4 perhaps.
I
Maybe-
bet you.
Maybe even the Power Droid might show up.
And speaking of which, Power Rangers, right?
Yeah.
Old school Power Rangers, apparently.
Yeah. They added a few of them. I'm hoping the Death Star droid shows up at some point. The more obscure, the better.
What is the Death Star droid?
It was this silver-looking droid that just walked around on the Death Star, and that's about all the more we know
With the
about it.
pointy head?
Yeah, kinda, and bulgy eyes. See,
You're going to have to draw it up for me on the inner tube.
there was a Comic Book Men episode a couple seasons ago where the guy brought in an Xbox that looked like one of the R2 units,
Oh,
but
yeah.
it wasn't R2. And then Walt was like, "Why would you want this?" And
It was a projector as well,
And
wasn't it?
Why wouldn't you just want the R2D2? Why would you want one of the lesser known? I'm thinking, well, us insane Star Wars fanatics want the stranger, the better. So that's why I want to see things like somebody in full cosplay Death Star droid outfit. Because it's just that I like the unusual
We had the droid
Star Wars
construction
figures.
set.
OG.
What was that called, dude?
OG trilogy purely. The new movies, I could do a whole podcast on that. We're not going to get into that right now. The Droid Factory, I had that as well.
The Droid Factory. We were making our own droids.
And you could make your own R2D2.
We loved our and several others. We loved that shit. That's what we did.
A Droid Factory Minton box is worth some bank nowadays. Yeah, you had to tear all the little pieces apart from the plastic before you could put the stuff together. It had like all these little connector joint things, so the head would still kind of wobble a little bit, but it was the only way you could connect it.
It was the shit, and it had like arms so you could move shit from here to there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
The only thing I had from that survived for years was the R2.
yeah. I think I had the base.
And I had the
on
head
her.
taped onto it.
I wonder.
onto the base.
I wish I could remember at what point in my life or why I decided just to abandon that whole. I must have lost so many pieces of it.
Yeah, things happen.
That it
It's
was
hard to
just like,
keep hold of
fuck.
shit.
Fucking just throw the whole thing away. the thing I used to love so much. Let's just throw it away because obviously I don't deserve it anymore because I fucking mishandled it.
Used it all up.
I got all the value. Isn't there? There's a business like some. I forget what it's called. Blah 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 blah. Like things have so much utility. Is that right?
Yes.
Maybe if I stopped and thought about things before I said them, maybe that would be a better way to conduct this podcast. I don't know. We're only up to episode 66. I'm still working out the
But
kinks.
who's counting?
Well, me and you. And the internet. And all our loyal fans.
That's right. And there's more of you every day. It's funny.
Are there?
Yeah, I think so. Our average hits per episode is quadrupled from about 9 months ago this time.
Well, that's pretty good, because 9 months ago, if we'd heard that, we'd been like shitting our pants.
It's funny when it says the trending is down. I have to laugh because even the down numbers are better than what we used to get. So
Nice.
And of course, with a few weeks ago, that short episode that became our 4th most popular podcast. Who would have thunk it? I guess that goes to show you don't just say, I'm just going to leave this one on the shelf, because you might have gold there and not even realize it. GMR.
Podcasts. Where are you, Ray? Ray. So, what do you think about all these Marvel movies that are coming out this summer?
There's so many I can't even keep up. I haven't seen that new Wolverine.
No, I haven't seen that one
I
either.
haven't seen the Amazing Spider-Man.
I saw that.
I haven't seen the new Thor.
No, I haven't seen that.
Haven't seen a new Captain America.
No, that just came out today.
I haven't seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D.
No.
I used to be on top of these things, and there's so many movies now.
There's so much to choose from.
There is so much to choose from. But unlike the Marvel movies that I'm still interested in, and we'll get around to watching them, some of those slasher movies, I used to just be like, I'll watch the next one. And now I'm like, they've gotten so horrible that even I am like, I don't need to watch part 7 right away.
It's like that monster chasing movie where the guy was chasing the giant bat.
Oh, yeah.
And it turned out it was the simplest explanation. A vampire bat.
Of course it was.
Of course it was. But back, like 20, 30 years ago, I would have been watching every second of that going, when he's like, right? I heard a noise and shit. I would have totally bought into it. I would have thought every time they're almost going to find Bigfoot. You know what? You're not going to ever find Bigfoot, because Bigfoot Bigfoot is out there, but he's too badass, and he's not going to let you fucking catch him. You can totally see you way over there chomping through the fucking woods with all your bullshit, and he don't want any part of it. They haven't survived this long by fucking hanging out with people like us, because you know what people like us like to do.
Yep.
Fuck shit up and make it harder for other things.
I mean, I would sit there and watch that Hulk movie with Thor in it over and over again. So if those Marvel movies like they are now would have happened in the late 80s, oh my God. Because that's what I wanted then. When I was so into comics, that's what I wanted. And it happened, and now I'm just like, oh my! There's so many to choose from that. I don't know. I guess it's nice to be like, well, whenever I feel like it, I can watch the next Thor movie, and there's one there in reserve.
Right here?
Yeah, sitting right there.
Right here in a stack of to-do lists.
Yeah. So there's a lot of stuff.
You got that Spider-Man there?
No, because I figure I'll get around
interested?
I'll get around to it at some point. And now there's already going to be a part 2 of that.
And that's coming out this early May.
I might have to do like Harry Potter and just watch all 8 in a row. Who has the time?
Like if we try and watch the whole Avengers trilogy or whatever the fuck it is now. You got Iron Man.
It's like spin-offs.
You got Hulk,
Crossovers.
Iron Man,
Yeah,
Iron
I'm
Man
up to date
2.
on some of those. I've seen all the Iron Mans. I've seen the Avengers. I've seen all the Hulk movies.
You missed
all the shit.
You missed Captain America. Did you see it?
I saw the first one.
You saw the first
yeah.
one, so well, that's good. I'm looking forward to Guardians of the Galaxy, X-Men, Dark Phoenix Rising, or whatever the fuck it
That's
is.
right.
Days of Future Past. That's coming out May 23rd.
I did like that
That's
first
like the
Glass
tradition.
movie.
That's like the weekend they would release a Star Wars movie back
Yeah,
in the day.
yeah.
We need to see one of these movies when it comes out, like all the fanboys did.
I just spent all my money on ComiCon. Well, we did see Iron Man 3. It wasn't like the day it came out, but
And we had passes.
yeah.
It isn't like we were had extra money coming out of Comic-Con.
This year those passes expire like 2 weeks before we're going up there, so no, we'll just be taking Cliff to the airport on the way back and not going to a movie. So that's all good. I told him leave late on Sunday because the events go until about 6:30 on Sunday, and you don't want to be like, what? I have to leave on Sunday an hour before the fucking Nathan Fillion panel? You don't want that to happen. So I'd be like driving him to the airport and driving back. The airport's pretty close to there, right?
Yeah, Phoenix is.
I mean, that's where everybody's coming in from anyway, I guess.
They have like a water park not too far from there. It's crazy when you get down in that town. They got everything.
I'm starting to get familiar with it up there. Been up there so many times and know the way around.
Any other time of year, I don't know. I don't feel I would fit in. But at Comic-Con,
Comic-Con, it's like a weekend of Halloween in the middle of the year. I don't know how else to describe it. A Vegas trip that's full of cosplay people. GMR.
podcasting network.
And now it's time for the after show. And we're back.
No, it's the after show.
But did we ever really...
Hey,
go
it's not
anywhere?
time for the after show yet.
What time is it? Oh, it's getting close, though.
It's getting close. So, hey,
Hey, we can just do long after
what do you think
show.
about
Let's
elephants?
do a slightly longer after show then. Because the math works out the same. It's just an excuse to have a little bumper where somebody says, and now it's time for the after show. In case you were falling asleep, that incredibly loud voice will break in. And elephants, what do I think about elephants?
Yeah.
They're elephants. They're probably should just leave them alone, let them do their thing,
All of them?
Yeah, I've seen elephants before.
Have you?
Yeah.
You hear about? All right. You hear about that zebra that killed itself at the zoo?
See, that'll happen.
So you did hear about it?
No, I didn't hear about it, but I'm
Apparently
not
a
surprised.
A zebra
to hear it.
freaked out and rammed its head into the.
Yeah, these animals don't want to be locked up. It's like you were saying earlier, you wanted a badger as a pet, and I was thinking,
A honey badger.
yeah, we could just give it honey and lizards
This.
until its heart was content, and maybe it would leave us alone.
I bet it would.
It would hang out with the bat.
Why would it have to go crazy?
That bat could be like crawling on
This
it.
badger loves honey so much, it'll just dig into a hive and get stung hundreds and hundreds of times or whatever, just to get the honey. It doesn't care,
It didn't care, yeah.
and it'll dig into a bunch of thorn bush just to get a mouse. I don't know what the hell it was after. It was a thorn
It
bush.
was eating those mice, yeah.
Eating something.
And they were climbing up on the thing and trying to hold on, and they fell off. It's like, whoop, eating it, crazy. Yeah, we could give it some mice.
I think we should.
It's like you don't even have to work for the honey. Here, it's just a big old fuck. You don't
Get
have
a
to
leash,
get stung.
you know,
you mean
you-
I don't have to get stung? Yeah, maybe you could train a badger at that point.
I mean, if it never knew a hard life.
If it didn't run into any jackals. So if you're taking it for a walk and somebody was walking their jackal, there might be a
you just Give it
problem.
some fucking honey every morning. You give it some honey and some. What else was it eating?
Lizards and
Lizards.
mice.
You can buy that shit at the store.
Keep it away from lions.
Oh yeah. Well, I haven't seen a lion in my neighborhood. There are a lot of dogs. I wouldn't let my badger run loose though.
Badger, what a strange animal. There's a lot of bizarre critters running around in the world, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole nother podcast.
GMR Back to Nature podcast.
We're going to do that one pretty soon. We're doing a couple extra things. We're gonna start thinking about our Christmas episode, because this year we're going to go all out.
How many weeks?
I'm not sure how many weeks to Christmas, but I know you got to start thinking early if you want to have a really good Christmas.
Yeah.
You got to get a 6-month jump on Comic-Con.
That's true.
You got to get a 6-month jump on Christmas.
I can't emphasize that enough. People don't think there's going to be anything exciting at Phoenix ComiCon. And so they wait until the announcement's made. And it's like, oh, shit, now I can't get the time off. I can't afford a ticket because it's got to be too much. No. We buy our shit in December. We have no idea who's going to be there, but we know we're going.
I just want a room
and you
somewhere
save a
I
lot
can
of money
post
that way.
up.
Yeah, we get our room booked way in advance. It's all sold out now, but not for us.
You just hope for the best. You just go out there and you're just at Comic-Con.
That's right.
Well, we see William Shatner one year.
We did.
Who was the big highlight for us last year? I guess you had the Next Generation panel, Star Trek The Next Generation panel.
And that was 2 years ago.
Was that 2 years ago?
Yep.
Holy shit.
Last year was...
Bill Murray?
Oh, what was the big panel that we saw last year?
What was that girl from Firefly?
Yeah, I know there was that one. Wasn't there another one?
Oh, there was a Babylon 5
Oh,
we didn't
there was
see.
the Babylon 5 stuff. That's right.
Yeah, we were more interested in the Firefly girl, which was very fun. She was a good panel, or what would you call her? Good guest?
Panelist.
The only one. It's not really a panel when there's only one person there, Marty.
All the Comic-Cons start to blur together after a while.
It gets kind of confusing.
It's like, what happened? What year?
And you just walk around on the floor, and it's just that's just a blur. Oh, I saw this, and I saw that, and I saw this, and I saw that.
There's supposed to be more space this year. So.
How could there be more space? Are they going to open up one of those part of the ticket room?
I guess,
into I don't know. Fuck it.
Because they need more room, so... And there's supposed to be more activities going on for later. And Cliff thinks he's going to sleep. When there's 24-hour gaming going on all weekend, I don't think he's going to be getting a whole lot of sleep. He could surprise me.
Why?
But I'm seeing like maybe 4 hours maximum. Probably.
Yeah. I want to try and do something like that this year. More coffee. We're going to have to bring our own fucking...
Yeah, bring the coffee machine this time.
Or just bring instant coffee. Let's get a big thing of...
Yeah, there you go.
Boom. Hot water, right?
Right.
I'm going to pay $12 for a fucking pot of black water.
Exactly.
With no caffeine or very little caffeine.
Delivered right to your door. It's going to take a power nap.
Then you got to tip that dude, right? You're not just paying $12 for the coffee. Now you got to give him like $2 or $3. Otherwise, you're a dick, right? Am I wrong? You got to tip. You got to tip people.
Yep.
If you're going to use those services, that's how they make their money. I think they would rather just be sitting downstairs and not make any money if they're not going to get a tip for doing it.
Waiting for an elevator.
Waiting for elevators. That's another... I think we already told that story.
Oh, many times. But we got to warn people.
We do.
GMR.
This is a podcast. GMR. All right, I'm done.
GMR.
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 GMR.